Hello and welcome to our course, Philosophy 4, Critical Thinking. I'm Scott Merlino. I want to talk about the syllabus and some of the course requirements. The best way to contact me is by email, merlino@csus.edu. My office hours are virtual only. That is, you can contact me by email or during discussions, especially when I am in there from 2 to 5 on Wednesdays. When you want to contact me, you want to use your official university SACLink email account. We all have multiple email accounts, but this is the one the university uses, I will use, and Canvas uses to send announcements to you. So you definitely have to check this one and use this one when you interact with me in the course this semester. Let me say a little bit about what's required for the course. You need a digital version of the text. You don't need a hardback or paperback version of the text. We will use 5 chapters from Patrick Hurley's A Concise Introduction to Logic. No other edition will suffice than the 11th edition. The reason you don't want to use a paper copy or buy the thing online is that many cheap copies actually are missing chapters. Now, we only use 5 chapters, but some of them are missing from those you'll find online, which cost very little. I recommend that you rent the digital version for up to 180 days. It's not that expensive. It's less than $40. I deliver course content, quizzes, discussions, using learning modules in Canvas, which is the university's course management system. This is an asynchronous, fully online course with pre-recorded lectures. So you'll find a lecture in each of the 5 modules within Canvas. The other feature of the course you need to pay attention to is the blog page. I put a link to that in each of the modules within Canvas as well. That is where I will post weekly commentary on course materials and assignments, answer questions, talk about exercises that people ask me questions about. Just in case you're not familiar with Canvas, there are tutorials produced by the makers of Canvas, and I have a link to each of those on the syllabus here. I'm looking at the syllabus. It's probably best to go over the syllabus with me, look at the syllabus as I describe this. Let's look at the syllabus. In particular, take a closer look at the schedule I have for you. This is how you'll know what is due each week. New lectures appear approximately every other week in Canvas within the modules, not during holiday breaks or finals week. Each scheduled quiz or discussion will not appear until it's available. When it's available, it will be visible and it will open as scheduled. You can see this within Canvas when it opens and closes. Notice also that the final exam is another online quiz, only it's worth more than all the other quizzes. I'll get back to that. How do you read the schedule? For each week of the course, you look across the page. The date is when it opens, and what sections of the text I want you to have completed before our discussion on the Wednesday is listed here. In the first week, I want you to read chapter 1.1 on arguments, premises, and conclusions. Events. In this case, this lists videos or quizzes or discussions which occur in that week. They open that week. In the first case, first week, 2 videos. You have this intro to the course syllabus, which this is right here in my lecture 1. Discussion 1 will also open. In fact, it's open right now. Have a look at that. And what work should you do? What exercises ought you complete in the text? In chapter 1.1, for instance, in the Hurley text, I want you to read the entire section, chapter 1.1. Now look at that last column in that first row of the schedule. And you'll see this occurs in each row, roughly corresponding to each week of the course. Here I list practice exercise and other things for you to do. For instance, I'll have you look at maybe some web pages on the internet or look at some short videos. These practice exercises are required work. I do not collect them. I will not grade them. They're not part of your grade. However, you need to do these. as practice for the skills you should become familiar with in each chapter. Questions on quizzes are a lot like, probably not identical with, the questions you will see in the text, the exercises I want you to complete. I want to call your attention to the true or false questions that occur in most all of the chapters I assign to you. The true or false questions are especially good. In fact, I recommend doing those first, really. They are a good way to see whether you understand the concepts presented in the chapter and in my lecture. If something is unclear at all, you should stop. If you don't get the answer correct, by the way, the answers are in the back of the text. If you don't get the answer correct, you should go back to the text and look carefully for the section pertaining to that question. So these are kind of a self-check of your understanding. Let's talk about assignments, grades, and attendance. Readings and practice exercises should be completed by the time we have our online discussion each week, so I can answer any questions people might have. Let's talk about the assignments. There are quizzes and there are discussions, in addition to the assigned readings, videos, etc. Let's talk about the quizzes first, and then I'll talk about discussions. Each quiz consists of multiple choice questions. 1 point for each question, except for the final quiz, where each question is going to be worth 3 points. So the final quiz is worth more. You'll have approximately 2 weeks for each of these quizzes. With the exception of the final, you only have finals week within which to complete that. You will have up to 5 attempts, so long as the assignment is still open for everybody. Once an assignment closes for anyone, as scheduled, you can see this in Canvas, look at each assignment. Once it closes forever. Now, I know things happen, life happens. This is why I give you 5 attempts for each quiz. Again, you have to exhaust all of those attempts during the time the quiz is open. Only the highest score you earn will count towards your grade for that quiz. So it doesn't hurt you to take the quiz multiple times. You can take it just once. I don't think that's wise. I recommend taking it once, twice, early in the week, not waiting to take it for the first time late in the week. If you take it on the last day it's open and something goes wrong, I probably can't help you. They're not going to reopen since I release answers for everybody. How do I show quiz answers to you? After the quiz closes, after its availability end date, then I allow you to go back in and review your answers so you can see the correct answers. I have a link to how to do this under my description of online Canvas quizzes on the syllabus. Here's a question I get from students about the quizzes, the questions on the quiz. Will you be taking the same quiz each attempt? So I say you have 5 attempts at each quiz. Will you be getting the same quiz each time? No. Each time you attempt to take a quiz, it randomly grabs from a database of questions. It's unlikely you'll get one or more of the same questions, although it's possible. Don't plan on it. The idea behind the randomly drawing of the questions is that it actually gives you more practice. And again, my goal is for you to have practice using these critical thinking skills. It's also the case that by taking the quiz more than once, you can get a better score. And again, remember, the higher score is the one that sticks. So it won't hurt you if you take the quiz again and you get a lower score. You'll keep your highest previous score. So let me be clear here. Students can't retake or make up any assignment. Absolutely no exceptions. They can't be reopened after deadlines pass, since I do release and discuss these answers. I also don't talk about the quiz while it's open because that's not fair to other people still taking the quiz. There are also not going to be any extensions. There's no extra credit. Extra credit is extra work. We don't have time or resources for more work. Everyone must be treated equitably. I can't do for one person what I cannot do for everyone. There are just too many people and only one of me. Also, you'll notice there are plenty of points available so you can miss a quiz or two and still do well in the course. And recall, you have up to 5 attempts and about 2 weeks for each quiz to complete the thing. Now, let's talk about online Canvas discussions. Discussion participation is mandatory. Missing 4 or more of these is going to reduce your total score at the end of the course. There are 13 discussions in which we participate within Canvas, once each week on Wednesdays from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., and this starts in the first week of the semester. I'll call these question and answer sessions. So instead of in-class meetings, this is where we can meet, this 2 to 5 p.m. period. I'll ask you to look at a video or an article, or I'll give you an argument. I want you to comment on that. I'm soliciting your thoughts. I want to see if you're understanding the material I'm presenting to you. Your answers have got to occur within a discussion post. I can't take them in email. Other people need to read them as well, so that my commentary is visible to everyone. You'll notice in each of these discussions, except for the first one, which is a get to know you, ask me some questions about the course session, you'll notice that you have to post before you're able to see replies of other people in the course. Now, let me say exactly how these discussions are going to work. I will open the discussion on Monday. I'll present some questions, something for you to read, some questions I want you to answer based on that focused prompt. You will have until Friday at 5 p.m. to complete that. However, if you want me to comment, you need to finish that by 2 p.m. on Wednesdays. 2 p.m. on Wednesdays is when I will be live, available in that discussion session. If you want me to comment then, that's when I'll start looking at these and reading these and commenting on these. If you don't submit by 2, 3, 4, 5 p.m. on Wednesday, then you'll have to wait for my comments. I'll work on those throughout the week. The discussion will definitely close on Fridays at 5 p.m. You won't be able to contribute after that. You will have missed the discussion if you don't. Again, you can miss 3 of these and it won't affect your grade. But if you miss 4 of these, it's going to affect your grade. How will it affect your grade if you miss 4 of these? Aside from the fact that you will miss something important, and this may be helpful to you on a subsequent quiz, I deduct 4 points from your final total points earned for the course for every 4 missed discussions. So you have up to 3 you can miss without excuses. You don't have to ask me for an excuse. You don't have to explain yourself. I know life happens. But on that 4th one, you're going to lose 4 points. The way to think about attendance in this course is think about how much you've participated in discussions. And so while attendance in discussion is mandatory at some point from Monday 8 a.m., Friday 5 p.m., you should participate in the discussion. One thing, in discussion, I'm going to use the like button. And only I will be able to use the like function. I will use the like button to tell you if I think your post is satisfactory. If I, by the end of the week, do not like your post, there's something unsatisfactory with it. You should ask me if I have not commented to tell you what exactly I'm looking for. In general, what I do after these discussions close at 5 p.m. on Wednesdays, I will post my own answer with some commentary on what I'm seeing people doing in discussion. Definitely review those, I say, by Friday of each week. Finally, let me tell you how I determine your overall course grade. Throughout the course, you will take quizzes and you will earn points on those quizzes. Recall that only your highest scores will count towards your final score. Now, if you've missed 4 discussions, you will lose 4 points. So suppose you've earned 100 points on quizzes and you've missed 4 discussions. That's 100 minus 4, which is 96. And then you take that number and you look at my grade scale here on the syllabus. The grades categories are thresholds. So you have to pass a level to get the grade within that category. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to expect you to go over the syllabus carefully, review what there is in Canvas I have for you in Module 1, and then join us in Discussion 1 and ask any questions you want. I want you to ask them publicly so that everybody can see my answer. Okay, good luck. Let's get started.